Uh, and in last session, we discussed about flows and lightning page configurations, like app builder pages, like how you can get your actions, related actions, like if you are in a child object, how you can view the layout of a parent from a update action event, right? So now today we'll see about a approval process. Okay, let's get to a setup. So approval process is mainly so the name itself is conveying a message, like it's more on approval basis, like if some user, any of your sales users, service users submits for a request, like let's say you consider this example. You have a sales user, they might have a tendency to give a more discount to their customer. Let's say my total price of the product is like 100K, then the salesperson is giving a discount at 50%, then I'll be selling at 50K, right? Which eventually like a lot of difference between the budget. So if that's exceptional approval, do you want to provide a discount for a customer or not? See, it depends upon to whom you are doing a deal. Like if you are doing a deal with a brand new customer where you do not have any business with him earlier, giving a 50% discount for a new customers is not ideal way of doing business. If you have an existing customer, you ran a lot of business with him and you know that you have a more potential, like revenue making opportunities or more opportunities with the existing customer, then it's okay to lose some time money so that you can capture, you can cover up in the next opportunity managements, right? Next deals. So it depends. If that's the situation, so you should not give any access to a sales user or like a low level employee to discount just to close an opportunity. So if that's times, we need an approval process in place saying that if the discount is more than 50% or 50%, then it need to be submitted for approval. Once product manager or opportunity manager accepts it, then only it need to be applicable, else it will be rejected. So this way what happens, you will, the tendency of losing things is minimized because you have another supervision before you get to further steps, right? Approval steps again involves in three different steps. Okay, actually it's a four different step process, it's not a single step process. The first step is something like initial submissions. Whenever you submit for approval, you'll be having initial submission and then final approval, final rejection, and either you can recall your approval. Let's say I submitted for an approval and I realize that I don't want to continue further, so that I can recall it back, I can recall it back. So let's say approval process, you can have, but approval process also runs on an object mode. You have some theory, you can go. So I need to create approval process on opportunity. Let's say I'll create an opportunity. Where is my opportunity? I'll create an opportunity. And there are two ways that you can create approval process: Gemstart wizard, standard setup wizard. Gemstart wizard is something where you can want to define a simple approval process. Like there is no complicated, it's a very straightforward approval process. Then you can use a Gemstart wizard. If it is a standard setup wizard, it's if you want to define a complex approval process, like I need four different managers or four different levels need to get approved before it get approved. So those type of situations, a complex handling you can do from Jumpstart. Standard setup wizard. It's like a screen by screen flow. This is like a single screen approach. Let's create a simple approval process for now, and then we can look into a standard setup wizard. First, I'm creating Jumpstart wizard. It's just a way you can create approval process. There will be no technical differences. What is the approval process name? Discount opportunities. So my approval process name, I am saying that discount opportunities. So approval assignment email template. As soon as if you submit for approval, the approver should receive an email saying that, hey, there has been approval process has been submitted. Do you want to take actions? If you want to notify as an email, you can select it. Use approver field of opportunity owner. So I'm not doing it for now. Use approver field. These things we can discuss in standard setup wizard. It gives a more clear picture than this. And on what criteria we need to give. If I'm discounting more than 50% or 50 or greater than 50, then I need to throw an error. So I'll say that probability, we don't have a discount field available. Okay. So we don't have a discount field available. Let's take as an amount. If amount is greater than or equal to 100K. Okay. If greater than or equal to 100, I need to throw an error. Okay. I need to submit for approval. If amount is greater than or equal to 100, then I need to submit for approval. Now, if I want to submit for approval, do you want to submit it automatically or do you want to submit it manually? Do you want to submit it manually? So we can have a user created. Let's do one thing. First, we'll create one user in Salesforce because we don't have any extra users available. I'm creating a user, new user. Yeah. So sales manager, sales dot Procodingskills. And I'll create as a license as a system administrator only because we didn't define a profile set, right? So I'll go with the system administrator for time being. Save. Now I'll say that let submitter choose the approver manually. For now I'm selecting as option because we don't have multiple users got set it up. So I'm choosing manual one. Or you can choose assign approver using hierarchy field. What is hierarchy in the sense? You can see here there is a manager field, right? This looks up to the user hierarchy. So that's what you are saying. You can see, right? Manager. So we're not doing it. We'll be doing like choose approver manually. Or you can always submit for approval to a proper particular user, related user or any other person. Yeah, who modified it. It's whatever you want. You can take it up. But now I'm choosing it's a manual approval. Save. So this is just a basic setup of entry criteria. Now, what is next? Now we have initial submission actions, we have approval action, we have final reject actions and final recall actions, right? Final reject actions, final recall actions. Now currently, you can see here, there is no edit option. This is being record logged for initial submit actions. What happened? For initial submit actions, you got record is locked. What is saying? Lock the record from being edited. Once the approval process is submitted, your record will be logged. Your record will be locked for further edits. Okay? And these are approval steps. Approval steps, as I mentioned, if I want to submit for a one-step approval, or like if I want to submit for multiple steps, like my manager, and finance manager, and forecasting manager, or sales manager, or product manager, if you want to submit for different steps of approval process, multi-level of approvals you needed, that times we'll define our approval steps. What is final approval action? So if the approval steps is approved, everyone is approved. Let's say if everyone is approved, then it will go to the final approval action. If any one of them is rejected, it will go to the final reject actions. In final approval action, final reject action, you have a liberty that you can make records from being locked or to be edited. You can unlock the records at these two stages. Okay. No. Record logging means either you can lock the record from being edited or unlock the record for editing. So it means the user will get an ability that he can able to edit the record back. This feature he will be getting it. He can able to edit the record. If the record is being locked, you will get an error saying that hey, record is locked. Please contact system administrator to get this modification. And what is recall action? Let's say if I don't want to continue for approval action, then I can say that recall actions. Recall actions refers to if I don't want to submit for approval anymore. I wanted to recall, so I can recall it. So it means that you are recalling your submit for approval, canceling your request. Yeah. So here you can see add new. These are the activities that you actually do from a workflow field updates. Like workflow actions, you have a task, email alert, field update, outbound message, right? The same thing here also. Everywhere you can add those things in every action. Field update, all workflow actions you can able to call here. And what is extra? Let's say, let me activate it. I'm just activating it, okay, for now. I'm activating it. I'll go to opportunities because this has been activated now, right? I'll go with opportunities. I'll create a new record. I'll create a new record, let's say testing opportunities. And I'll say close date equal to tomorrow, and amount I don't enter here, prospecting, and this fine. I'll save it. I'm not entering amount, but what I'll do, I'll add a products in real world, right? In a real cases, we don't add a opportunity amount. We'll create a products. Every opportunity will be created to sell a products, right? We'll add a products from here. Add a products. Okay, first let me choose a price book first. Choose a price book. First we need to select which price book we are doing it. I'm doing from a standard price book. Add products. I'll select like few products available. These are provided by Salesforce. If you want, you can create on your own. And quantity, I'll say that 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I don't want to give a line description, save. So I added this product, amount got auto updated, right? See? So whatever the changes you do at a product, so because you don't want to do anything on amount. So based on the products, I need to calculate my amounts. So is this eligible for a submit for approval, isn't it? Now we do not have an option to submit for approval. I think that this is not showing up. We need to modify a page layout then. Let's verify it. If not, then we need to add a button. Okay, submit for button is not available. Go to object manager. We need to add that button particularly. Opportunity. Then page layouts. Opportunity layout. And buttons. Here you have submit for approval, right? Submit for approval. Save. Let's refresh and check. Do we want to? Okay. Got it. Here we got submit for approval, right? There is a button called it's a manual process that user need to initiate. It's a manual process the user need to initiate. It's not automated. Submit for approval. I'll say that sample test. Submit. This has been submitted. As I said, approval should be selected manually. I'm selecting sales manager here for my approval. Okay. Submit it. It's submitted for approval. Here you can see approval history, right? So if I can say now, what is record being locked up? Sorry. Qual This one, yeah. So we're not discussing anything on stages now. We're discussing on a approval process, right? Let's keep this topic aside. Yeah. Now, let me so that lock symbol and everything we'll not able to see in a lightning experience, which we can able to feel only from classic experience. I don't know why Salesforce didn't provided that, but in lightning you don't see that lock option. But in classic you can see testing opportunities. You can see there is a button, locked button, right? So for a system administrator, you can able to edit even locked records because you always have option to edit it. For a end users, they will not able to do it. They will get only lock symbol. Okay. And in the approval history, you can see it is submitted for sales manager, which is pending. I can say approve or reject because I'm an admin. I can able to approve on behalf of you. I'm an admin, so I can able to approve on behalf of you. I approved it. Now you can see this been approved, right? Actual approvals assigned to this one, and I am the person who approved it. I got my name. Clear? So this is a one level of approval process that we created. If I want to configure like a multi-level of approval process, let's say, once you activate the approval process, you will not able to modify anything else in the approval steps. Once you modify the approval process, once you activate it, you will not able to add extra steps or delete the existing steps. So if you want to make any changes for the existing approval process, then you need to clone it. And I'll say that underscore v1, and I'll say v1 version 1 I'm creating it. Okay, save. Now I can able to do only from a clone. Here I have a new approval step, right? I'll add another approval step. I'll say that approve. Let's pick the field. One field will pick it up. What is the type we have? We have a type field. Let's take type. If the type equal to existing customer upgrade, then only it need to submit for a second approval. Existing customer upgrade. If the type equal to existing customer approval upgrade, then only need to submit for second approval. If it is not, it should not be. Let's go here and enter this step only if the criteria is met. I am selecting opportunity type equals existing customer upgrade. Next, let's submit a choose approver manually. I'll say automatically assign approver to a particular person. I'll assign to myself. That's a easy thing. Perform all reject action on these steps as a final rejections, or perform only the reject action for this step and send. Let's say if I rejected, it will go to the previous step. Do you want to put down to the previous step, previous approver, or do you want to call for a rejection directly? Let's say in this case, I will say that rejection go back to the previous steps. Save. Clear? And I don't want to add any task now. This is something like a field update you wanted to create like on approval action that I will show you now. Every step you can have your actions. If I approve at this step, do you want to send a notification or do you want to update some fields? If I reject from this, do you want to send a notification? And every approval step, this is approval process. The one you are seeing is an approval process. Inside approval process, you have approval steps. Every approval step will have a approval action and reject actions. Okay. If you want to configure your approval action at this stage of approval, what I need to do? At this stage of rejection, what I need to do? That we can configure it. Now, here you can see from step 1, it should continue to a step 2. So what I'll do, edit it, next, and instead of else approve record, I'll say that go to next step. I'll say that go to next step, say. Say. What happens? Final rejection, edit. Next. All records should enter this step. Go to next step. Save. My God, this is not allowing it. 1 minute. Next. Enter. I'll say opportunity name not equal to null. Amount not equal to null. So anyway, amount will not be null in this case. Why? Because we are getting this approval process only when amount is greater than or equal to 100, right? Okay, this is because of this reason. 1 minute, I need to change this. 1 minute back. Let's cancel. So for now, manually chosen. If this is approved, it should go to the reject manually chosen. Else next step. You can see here, right? It is going to a next step, right?